put on the thing. So she talks a lot about like asking questions and telling them, yeah, the weight loss component, that's the easy part. It really is. If you follow the program, it's easy. But so here's what you were telling me. So like using myself as an example, I always said that I had summer body, winter coat, summer body, winter coat, summer body, winter coat. That was my identity. That's what I agreed with. That's what I expected, all of those things. And she was talking to Monica about asking them, so here's what you said, summer body, winter coat, summer body, winter coat. How long do you think it's going to be for you to completely change and lose that identity of summer body, winter coat once you lose the weight? Like, how long is it going to take for you to change that? And then give them, and then be quiet and let them answer. And sometimes they'll say 6 months, sometimes they'll say a year, and you say, oh, that's awesome. Because we have the tools that you can use to plug into that. And that's how long it usually takes, is about an hour for you to actually change those habits. And just the way that she was talking about, like bringing yourself into the conversation, saying, you do that like me, that's me too. So that they can understand that they're not alone. And like telling them, like, the food isn't the problem. It's these things that we don't even understand why we agree with, you know? So just that was something that Rachel was really talking about. And so, you know, we have our health assessments that come with the coach kit. And then we have the digital ones where we're asking a lot of questions. So I think it would be really beneficial to go back and listen to those ones from Rachel. And then, I don't know, maybe if you have the digital one, like everybody kind of like see what they can add to it. And maybe we kind of recreate where that supports more of that. I'm not sure, because I think we'll all hear it a little bit different. You guys know what I'm talking about, the digital one? Yeah. Okay, so I think that might help us, you know, to get going on that. The other thing I want to talk to you guys all about is the celebration calls. So I know for me, I was talking to Jennifer about that. I was talking to Don Donnelly about that, Monica about that. Like, we need to start doing more celebration calls. Especially with this incentive going on. So did everybody watch the video that Wayne Pendle put together? Okay, so if you go into Impact Academy, it's pinned as a featured, and he breaks it down. So basically, any new coach that comes in July and August, those 2 months, they have gotten rid of the $100 cap bonus. So that is no longer in effect for this season, but instead helping 3 clients will earn them 150 cap bonus. If they do 5, then they get 250. And I don't think it's in addition to, I think it's 250, but they can continue to earn that bonus for 3 months. So if they bring on 5 clients in July, and then 5 clients in August, and then 5 clients in September, then their volume will be about $5,800, which is real close to ED, but what they'll earn is almost $4,000. So as coaches for assisting, we only get to earn one of those bonuses, but we can bring on as many coaches as we like. So
can you grab my drink?
Hold on. So that's okay, Jen. She's like, I didn't realize I was in here. We've all done that, girl. But just wanted to tell you guys, you know, like, make sure that you're like bringing that up. Here's a statistic that I heard, and I wrote it down in my notes, and I'll tell you what it said. And let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Veronica, somebody message in the Zoom or in the Impact and let Veronica know that we are in Monica's room, please. Because she's trying to get into my room right now, and we're not there. So basically, what it was saying is, this is the message I'm kind of sending to some people's things, like if they like a post of mine, I'll say, good afternoon, so-and-so. Thank you for liking my post. Do you keep your income options open? And so this would hopefully be something that has to do with, coaching. Here's a huge reality, and I don't know if you guys knew this. I found this on somebody else's page on Instagram, and I took it from them. Here's a huge reality we weren't prepared for. We are officially in a recession and needing an additional $500 to $600 more a month to live the same way we were living last year. Some will be taking out credit cards or loans just to pay their mortgage, car payments, and even just for groceries. As I get emotional writing this, I know there is hope. If you like seeing people smile, be a resource that helps change lives, I think you would love what I do. When people take charge of their health and their wealth, home lives just get better, and writing this ridiculousness just becomes a little bit more manageable. How much finances a month lightens your family's load? So when I heard that we need $500 to $600 more a month to live the same quality of life that we lived last year is absolutely crazy. So, and people feel that when they're at the gas pump, people feel that when they're in the grocery store, people feel that when they're trying to go to work, buy groceries, pay childcare, and they have to figure out if if it's even worth it to go to work. Like, how much are they actually making after that? So people are struggling, they're hurting, especially now, and they're ending up buying really garbage food because they're looking for something cheap. So we have a huge job to do. So I just wanted to share that with you. Monica, are you ready?
Ready? Sure. Yes.
We're going to
What would
share
you-
about Rachel. You're going to give your take.
Okay, you want me to say again what you just said? I can do that.
Yeah, but you say it different than I say it.
Okay. Well, what are you guys getting from the morning calls? Are you finding them helpful? Has anything stood out to you on those 7 a.m. calls?
I haven't been on them honestly, but I want to be.
I watched the replay of, I think it was the replay of Rachel. I just love Rachel. I mean, the one thing she said about being confident is not arrogant, and she talked about the fuelings and stuff and saying that each meal is only $3. Like, where can you go to get something that's so nutritionally balanced and good for you and healing your insides and healing you for $3? Like, you can't. Like, so even if you're on a tight budget, like Mel just said, like $3, who can't afford $3? So I like that. And I did take a screenshot of some of the questions that she had said. And
I'll be
I
adding
know
them to the health assessment.
I have to improve on this because they were talking about spending like 65% on their why. Well, I don't think I spent 65%. I think it's probably 25%. But digging deeper and asking why and what is preventing you from reaching your goals? How long has it been? How are they eating and drinking currently, and how much are they spending? That's why I love the Jot form, because it gives you such a peek into what they're currently doing, so you know kind of where to go.
Yes, totally. So much of what Rachel says is really, really helpful. So I really like, am I freezing? Because I'm slow on my end. Can you hear me okay? Okay.
Yeah, just shut your video off and then you probably be better because your words don't match your mouth.
Okay. Is that better?
That's better.
Okay. So yeah, she talks so well about client support and how she postures that this is a year-long program. That if you think you're going to come on this plan and you're going to lose some weight and then that's the end of the road, you can do that, but then the weight is going to come back. You know, so Micah King this morning was mentioning, I love what she said about what you believe is what's actually manifesting. What you believe is what's manifesting. Well, over the course of my 7 years, I've now come to this point where I've realized I perpetrate a fraud on my health assessment. I feel like you need to see my face because like that doesn't sound good with moving blacked out. I feel like I'm perpetrating a fraud in that I know 90 days is 30 pounds. 120 days is 40 pounds. I know that. And I can say that with extreme confidence. Girl, I cannot wait for you to do this first week. You're going to have amazing results, great energy. You're going to feel amazing. 120 days, boom, you're done. Then from there, I'm going to transition you. You're going to get into a maintenance and a management, and you're going to learn how to sustain and manage your weight loss. That's what I say. But I'm going to be honest. My belief is they're not going to follow through. They're not going to take it all of the way. Whatever words you want to put through, like they're going to get to a certain point, but to really get to where they want to be, you guys know they need to be here. And it's what Rachel said, right? They need the time to work out all of those kinks. They need the podcast, the coach, like, so this is what I mean by perpetrating a fraud, because I say the things, but behind the scenes and in my heart, I don't believe. So I'm really struggling with this. And so I shared that with Rachel and I said, you posture so well. It's 12 months and people buy into it where you've got $35,000 in frontline volume, you know, and I know that it's my secret vibration that's kind of holding me back. So like, what do you say that gets them? Because I know what you're saying. It is a year. I tell us all the time they need to be here so that they're given time. I know, but I just don't believe that they're gonna like get on the calls and do all the things and get in my life book. And so I loved the call today, Dr. A, Mike, equanimity. Being able to allow them to be where they're at and let it fall off of my back. But like Rachel says, don't leave them there, meet them there. It's up to me to just like keep being, when I was a kid, we had a fireplace and they had this like really cool thing that you would like do this thing and it would like, and it would like help bring flame, right? So like, that's my job. I'm just there to be like, boom. I heard somebody this weekend at the barbecue say, I'm a little bee and I just go pollinate all the little flowers and I just bounce around. I'm a little light. That's all I'm supposed to do. Whether they receive it or take it all the way to the end, and like that is not my part to judge or be contemptuous about or get caught up in. Anyways, so I said, what do you say? And she said, you don't say anything.
And Monica's not saying anything. The suspense.
Don't say
Either
anything.
that's really impactful or she froze.
You don't say anything,
Mic
literally.
drop. She's done.
She's gonna
So
hold
she-
us all in suspense.
So I think if I remember, because she was telling me is you ask them questions of, and you have to keep bringing them back to their why. You keep having to ask them where they're at. You can't, they have to get into the books. You have to celebrate everything. And I think that's one thing that we're not doing enough in our team is celebrating. We have to celebrate everything. I think we need to remember how it felt when we first started to get celebrated. And we're so used to, I mean, like Jen, how many pounds are you down now?
Oh, I have to calculate it now, but yeah, at least 160 something.
That I should be celebrating the heck out of Jen. That's 160 pounds, but it's like, oh, Jen's lost 160 pounds.
167.
Yeah. So, but people losing that 5 or 10 pounds that they can't lose, they need to be celebrated. They need to, everything that you can do to celebrate them, get them on the calls, find out what they're learning about themselves, right? We need to hear what they're learning. We need them to share, like, well, what are you struggling with? She also talked about like eating, am I going to be on these feelings forever? I am. I mean, I only have 2 or 3, but we'll talk about that later when you get there. Again, going back to what Joan was saying about, not being able to find a healthy meal that heals your body for $3. There's nothing out there. So yeah, it is for the rest of your life. If you want to keep, you should be still working on yourself. Okay, now what is it that she says, Monica? Because that was a perfect freeze. You're on mute. Okay, she's still on mute. Poor Monica.
Boy, I know you think this is my first rodeo. She said that, so what I'm hearing is you, like me, have this roommate inside of you, within you, that wants to keep coming back. How long do you realistically think it'll take to reprogram and get rid of that part of you, that piece of you, whatever word? How long do you think it'll realistically take to rewire your brain? She said that they say about a year. And then she says, awesome. That's what Dr. A thought too. And that's why we work in 27 elements and we broke it up into a year's time. So yeah, getting you healthy, that's just the tip of the iceberg. But I'm going to walk this out with you until we can correct it. So I just thought that was helpful because I really feel like integrity is important. That's like a virtue I'm working really hard in my life on, is being honest and integrative. And so if your feelings behind it don't line up with what you say, this is what manifests, right? And so I was just looking for some help in like my belief system, right? Because I know it's not serving me. And she says, basically, I don't have to believe it. I don't have to believe anything. I got to get them to say it. So I thought that was really helpful. And I wanted to share that because we don't get those. And that was like literally one-on-one at the barbecue with Rachel.
Can I?
Yeah, I was going to say, any feedback, please.
No, I just think that what you were just talking about is really powerful where she said she doesn't have to believe it. Because so many of us believe for our clients more than they believe for themselves. And that is one of those things we were just talking about, Mel, that holds us back when we grow. We believe more in our clients than they do in themselves. And when they stop, we get disappointed for them. And then consequently, we slow down. So thank you for pointing that out again. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much for the feedback. Mel, you're muted. I don't know if you're talking.
I was going to say, when I started this program, I did still seriously, like the reason I started coaching was that panic of the identity that I had of summer body, winter coat. And that's what my live was today, was like, the different thing was I actually lost my weight during the winter. And my panic was like, oh, okay, now what, does that mean I'm gonna gain it during the summer? Like, that was, like, did I just flip the script on it? Now I've got to worry about being fat during summer? That was like, seriously, because that's what I came in, it was like, oh my gosh. So I realized helping people and, getting together, Dawn was one of my very first clients, and just getting together and working crap out. Like, we were total newbies. We were, man, but it was fun. It was fun when you've had somebody to bounce ideas off and everything and learning on that journey. But now I know that I'm not on a diet anymore. That's another thing she said was, I haven't been on a diet for 7.5 years.
Yes,
That's totally different.
yeah. And I believe that we can all say that. We haven't been on a diet in forever. You know what I mean? Diet to me meant like disgruntled, irritated, haphazard, didn't know what I was doing. I thought I was going to die. This doesn't feel like that. This feels like figuring it out. This feels like growing. This feels like structure. This feels totally different.
I like that. It feels like figuring it out. I think I like that because it does. It's like, I don't have any fear of putting that weight back on ever, because I know that it has nothing to do with the food. It has to do with, integrating myself into why I think what I think. And that is personal growth. And that is the life book. And that is coaching around
Yeah.
other people.
I do believe that, like Jamil says, we would have gained some weight back. You guys, this last year, if we didn't have, where did we just come back from? If we didn't have this next trip coming up, like, I know, like, for me, I'm like, pictures, oh, this, oh, that event, this event. And I'm like working for these in between these events. If I didn't have to see anybody anymore or be on socials and whatnot, guaranteed I'd have gained at least 30 pounds back. At least. So there's just something about holding yourself directly accountable to this environment too.
Yeah. If I had to go back to UPS and say, hey, can I get a size 34 shorts again?
Yeah.
Oh, that would mean that person back there was back. And that person back there doesn't exist anymore. So yeah, I totally agree with that also. So those are just some of the things that we wanted to share with you guys. Does anybody have any questions about the incentive? Has everybody seen the video? Please tell me everybody's seen the video. If you have not seen the video, it's pinned at the top of Impact Academy. Please watch it. Start sending out messages. Like, seriously, what if you brought on, like, bringing on $4,000 that you brought on 10 coaches because they're like $4,000 for helping 15 people? That's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. And if they did that, you guys would be Fibic. You guys would be global. You guys would be, whatever your next big thing is, because if they all turned into EDs, because that incentivized them, I mean,
Yes.
no.
Okay, so back to the reel challenge. That is something that is said to be very helpful. So TikTok, Reels, 30 days. I actually was given a PDF of like 45 different ideas. So the idea is to do one a day. And so they say that people will reach out to you on these platforms, Reels and TikToks, not Facebook. So just as another thing, I will share, definitely, just as another thing to offer to you guys, like, look, equanimity. We don't know who will follow up, who will reach out. We don't know how many, whatnot, but we can control what we do. So I'll share that.
And then one other thing, you guys, anybody who's coming to the Axe, if you have not Venmo Dawn, please do that so that we know who's going. I'm really excited. You guys, convention's like 2 weeks away. It's gonna be pretty amazing.
I really gotta say, like, posting every day makes a big difference. Like, sometimes I get discouraged because people aren't like liking or commenting on my daily posts and stuff, but they are watching. And it's funny because like I sometimes I don't feel it, but I get like when I do finally reach out to people like, hey, how you doing? What's going on in your life? And they're like, I watch your stories, I'm following you, and like you inspire me and all that stuff. So I really like get out there and post every day. Like, even if it feels like it's not getting you anywhere, like it is. So just yeah.
Oh yeah, I second that. Actually, I got a random text message today because somebody said, "Hey, Monica, I got your number because I'm in a chat and the group of girls mentioned you." I don't even know. This is like in Norco. So keep doing what you're doing, guys.
Jen, if you want to know how many people are watching, just post a picture of 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and ask people grape or strawberry and watch what happens.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, something dumb. It's like,
Something stupid like that. You'd be surprised the activity you get. That's who's watching you.
Okay.
That's true.
And there's a whole folder of those things in the hub to pick from, like in the engagement posts.
Absolutely.
You know, it's funny when you were talking earlier about like, because I remember there was a point, I wouldn't say I was giving up, but I was getting unfocused of the goal of wanting to go. But you said something that was so impactful, and it was about my why. And you asked me like why I was going, and it was funny because like my why had changed. You know, like when I first started, it was about for the kids, but yeah, your clients' goals will change as they progress. And the fact that Melanie, you said something, I'm trying to remember what it was that you said to me, but I remember it was just like it was like bomb drop, like it just like, oh, and then that really like kept me like, okay, I'll just keep going, you know. So I'm like, dang it. So I'll have to remember that and then share it next
Yeah,
time.
Melody's
We go.
really good at that. So if any of you are ever feeling like that, call Mel and she'll dig it out of you. She'll
Totally.
turn you inside out real good in the best way.
She does.
Yes.
Good at that.
We all need that, you guys. That's what we're here for. So yeah, get those client celebrations scheduled, you guys. Share this gift because there's a lot of people that really need us. So thanks for hopping on tonight, and maybe they'll be done at 5:45 next time so we can be on a little earlier so we can get off earlier for you East Coasters. We'll see you guys in a couple of weeks and next week. Bye.
Bye.